Dogs like the Bloodhound have been in existence for centuries, used by noblemen to track game and the ritual of the hunt. The dogs take their name from the care taken in recording their ancestry or bloodlines, so they were blooded hounds. Today's bloodhounds descend from the Saint Hubert hound, created in the 8th century France to follow difficult trails in search of treacherous game such as wild boar. William the Conqueror brought Saint Hubert hounds with him when he conquered England in 1066, and it was there that the bloodhound eventually blossomed some 800 years later. The Victorians were famous for creating dog breeds as we know them today, as previously there had been no breed standards and rarely any record keeping of bloodlines. The rise of dog shows and a widespread interest in keeping of fine or rare animals helped to save many breeds from extinction. The Bloodhound was one of them. His ability as a man-trailer and the patronage of Queen Victoria, herself a noted dog lover, saved him from falling into oblivion. Man-trailing with bloodhounds became a popular leisure activity, and it didn't take long before the police recognized the bloodhound's usefulness in tracking down criminals. These days, the bloodhound is still a favored member of many law enforcement teams, and his testimony is even accepted in court. The Golden is one of the breeds created during the dog-loving Victorian era. The breeds in its background probably included a yellow retriever, the Tweed Water Spaniel, wavy and flat-coated retrievers, and a red setter. Golden Retrievers were first registered with the American Kennel Club in 1925 and were officially recognized as a breed in 1932. Since then, they've established themselves as versatile companions, hunting dogs and working dogs. Goldens are found doing search and rescue, animal-assisted therapy, arson detection, drug detection, and assistant work for people with disabilities. Their energy, enthusiasm, and intelligence makes them well-suited to learning and performing almost any task. The Bloodhound is calm by nature, but by no means lazy. Forget that image of the sleepy hound on the front porch. This is a working dog capable of trailing a scent for hours or even days. Life with a Bloodhound puppy can be best described as bedlam. Bloodhounds are master chewers and can easily destroy walls, doors, and furniture if left unchecked. They will also eat anything in the hope that it's food, including but not limited to rocks, socks, toys, plastic wrap, kitchen towels, etc. The list goes on and on. It's not unusual for this breed to require multiple veterinary visits or even surgeries to deal with intestinal blockages. Constant supervision and a good crate are essential to raising a Bloodhound puppy. A bored Bloodhound with energy to burn will create his own entertainment. He's a champion hole digger and can remodel your lawn in no time flat. Given the slightest opportunity, he will escape your yard to follow an intriguing scent and wander for miles before realizing home is nowhere to be found. He's not able to backtrack, so it's best to prevent breakouts by enclosing your yard as thoroughly as if it were Alcatraz or Fort Knox. The Bloodhound is renowned for his gentle nature, but beneath that placid exterior lies a tough, stubborn, independent hound. Training a Bloodhound requires skill, cunning, and what some might call bribery. Positive reinforcement, particularly with food rewards, is the way to win a Bloodhound's heart and mind. Force, on the other hand, will get you nowhere. When it's employed, the Bloodhound will simply don the mantle of passive resistance and refuse to do anything. For best results, begin training your Bloodhound when he's young and still somewhat malleable. To fulfill the Bloodhound's need to work, channel his amazing scenting ability with long, slow walks or hikes, permitting him to sniff out and explore trails. If possible, teach him to man-trail, as he's born to do it after all, and get involved in your local search and rescue organization. If nothing else, teach him to play hide and seek around your house. His skills will come in handy when you lose things. When you walk your Bloodhound, he must be on a leash, otherwise he'll take off when he finds a good scent, going at a pace that you won't be able to match. Bloodhounds have no street sense and will follow a trail into traffic or onto train tracks. Pulling is second nature to this very strong dog, so good leash manners are essential. Start teaching them as soon as you bring your puppy home and work with a trainer that the lessons are in fact taken. Before we continue, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, as it would mean a lot. Thanks. Ask anyone about the defining characteristic of the Golden Retriever, and the answer you will always get is temperament. The hallmark of the Golden is his kind, gentle, eager to please nature. He craves affection and will seek it from strangers as well as his own family. Goldens are adaptable and people-oriented, and those characteristics are at the top of the list of reasons why people love them. Unfortunately, the breed's popularity has meant that careless or clueless people have begun churning out Goldens without any attempt to maintain their sweet, gentle disposition. Shyness and aggression can be problems, leading to fear biting or unfriendliness towards people and other dogs. Proper Goldens love everyone, but that love for people will often translate into jumping as a form of greeting. Basic early obedience training is a must for these big, rambunctious dogs. Fortunately, Goldens are very easy to train, and a small investment of time when the dog is young will pay off when he's fully grown. He will readily sit on command, walk on a leash without pulling, and come when called. If not trained, socialize and exercise daily, the good-natured exuberance of Goldens, especially as adolescents and young adults, can be overwhelming and even frightening to small children, despite the dog's best intentions to be friendly. Choose a Golden as a family dog only if you are prepared to supervise kids and the dog when they are together and make sure everyone plays nicely. It's normal for puppies to chase and bite and play, so you need to teach a Golden pup how to act around kids, as well as teach the kids how to play properly with the dog. In Bloodhounds, the most serious and potentially expensive health problems are hip and elbow dysplasia, eye conditions such as entropion as the eyelids roll inward, ectropion as the eyelids roll outward, and a condition known as dry eye are potential concerns. Another health problems that may affect the Bloodhound is hypothyroidism, a common hormonal disease in dogs in which the thyroid gland doesn't produce enough thyroxine. Not all of these conditions are detectable in a growing puppy, and it's impossible to predict whether an animal will be free of these maladies, which is why you must find a reputable breeder who is committed to breeding the healthiest animals possible. Golden Retrievers look beautiful, but are they healthy? An individual Golden certainly can be, but the breed as a whole can be affected by a number of health problems. At the top of the list of health concerns in this breed is cancer. Some veterinarians go so far as to call Goldens cancer retrievers, and treatments for this disease can be emotionally and financially devastating. It's not known to what extent all these forms of cancer are genetic or exactly how they're transmitted from one generation to the next, but the sky-high rate of cancer in Golden Retrievers is suspected to be at least partially inherited. Goldens also suffer from a high incidence of the painful genetic hip deformity known as hip dysplasia, which develops when the head of the thigh bone doesn't fit properly onto the hip socket. Serious hip dysplasia can lead to crippling arthritis and requires costly surgical treatment. Golden Retrievers can also have genetic elbow deformities. Eyes are another problem area in this breed, so make sure that the parents have been examined by a board-certified veterinary ophthalmologist and certified by the Canine Eye Registry Foundation. Before individual Goldens can be included in the Canine Health Information Center (CHIC), the Golden Retriever Club of America requires them to have hip and elbow evaluations from the Orthopedic Foundation for Animals or PennHip, an OFA cardiology exam, and an eye clearance from the Canine Eye Registry Foundation. You can search the OFA and CHIC website for yourself to see if a pup's parents are listed. Bloodhounds have short, easy care coats in black and tan, liver and tan, or red, and need only a weekly brushing or wipe down. That's where the easy part stops. The wrinkles must be cleaned regularly and kept dry to prevent infection. Be prepared to wash your Bloodhound's face thoroughly after every meal and wipe his mouth after he drinks water before he shakes his head and sling water and drool everywhere. Use a rubber hound glove to brush the Bloodhound's short coat, remove dead hair and distribute skin oils. You can brush the dog daily or weekly depending on your tolerance for finding dog hair around the house. Bloodhounds shed seasonally in the spring and fall. A tool called a shedding blade can come in handy during that time to help remove the excess hair. Bloodhounds typically don't need baths very often if they're brushed regularly. They have a distinctive odor that most people either love or loathe, so if you're a loather, don't think you can bathe the smell away. It's an inherent part of the dog and is something you must live with if you want a Bloodhound. It takes some dedication to live with a Golden Retriever. The Golden's profuse coat requires regular brushing and bathing to remove debris and mats. While all dogs shed, Goldens do it with the same enthusiasm they bring to swimming and retrieving. You can keep it under control with daily brushing to remove the dead undercoat, but if shedding is a deal breaker at your house, this is not the breed for you. Like most retrievers, Goldens love water. When your Golden gets wet and he well, give him a thorough freshwater rinse to remove chlorine, salt, or lake mud from his fur, all of which can be drying or otherwise damaging to the coat. Keep his ears dry to prevent infections and use an ear cleaner recommended by your veterinarian after he goes swimming. The rest is basic care. Trim the nails as needed, usually once a month, and good dental hygiene is important, so brush the teeth frequently for good overall health and fresh breath. Check the ears weekly for dirt, redness, or a bad odor that can indicate an infection. If the ears look dirty, wipe them out with a cotton ball dampened with a gentle ear cleaner recommended by your veterinarian. It's best to introduce your dog to grooming at an early age so he will accept it gracefully. Alright guys, which one do you think you'll get? Tell me down in the comments.